أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل فقد فاز المتقون وأذكركم ونفسي بقول الله تبارك وتعالى ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whose name we walk and we control and we overcome. I promise you the Friday before the one that will continue with Akhlaq Ramadan, Surah Al-Hujurat, Surah Al-Akhlaq, the highest moral core in our social life in Surah Al-Hujurat, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the believers by the name of the Iman and gave them the code of our moral responsibility as a society, how to make it successful. But as you know, always there is something to talk about. Due to a question I had half an hour ago, I have to face it, because we are all in the same boat, from a lady, and this is the question. And why I choose that question, because you link me to something that will be healing for all of us when we are confronted with something we cannot face or we break down or have nervous breakdown. Her question was, Assalamu alaikum Imam, I hope you are doing well. How can we control overthinking? Or the question which I have at the moment, why me? I'm not complaining, but I am not on the good state as well. You got the question. How can we control overthinking? Or the question, why me? The answer is, don't say why me, but say try me. It's what Allah wants us to be. because he said in the Quran, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah will never put anyone of us in a situation that we cannot get out of. We just need to know the way and find the key. And the answer I gave to her is to tell her the story of another lady. It is not easy. Sometimes, unless we hear other people's problems, we think we have one, but we don't. Just like the Proverbs say, if you have 99 problems, and then you have health problem, you have only one problem. If you have 99 problems, and then you have health problem, you have only one problem. The health problem is the real one. But what type of health? Both physically and spiritually. And for me, all I can say, it will be over. We have to learn to let go. One of the greatest lessons in life is to let go. Whether it is betrayal, disappointment, anger, loss, we have to fight to hold on, and we have to fight to let go. This is what about life. It is a ni'mah that we forget things and let it go, and never look back, because it came to make us stronger, not to destroy us, unless we accept to be destroyed. But the story I shared with her, for her to realize, if you compare yours to somebody else, we will say, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, I don't have a problem. I just came back from overseas, and one of the lessons I swallowed very deep and learned. No wonder why we need to move around. But when we move around, we have to go to the right place. We have to go to be with the family of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the unwanted people, the untouchables, the poor, the needy, those who have nothing but the air as a bed and the sky as a blanket. That's all they have. And what I have said is, I asked this man by joke, just like joking. You have 3 kids. How come 2 look alike and the other one completely different? And he said to me, I will tell you later. And I wish I didn't ask this question. Later, he told me that, and he said to me, I don't have any kid in my life. We have been married for years, but we don't have children. So we decided to look after somebody else's children. These 2 look alike their brothers, orphans. Both parents passed away in the village. And the third one, this is a story you need to listen. This third one, her mother, this little girl's mother, due to the poverty, the hardship to win the bread and to live as a single, as a woman, she has to leave the country and go to another country to work. And she ran out of the visa, and she was taken into prison. A woman in the prison. And in the prison, a masked man came, opened the door, herself, and raped her. And she came out from the prison pregnant, came back home. Imagine 9 months of suffering, the emotional scar in her heart. 9 months. And when she was giving birth, she was crying, I don't want to see the baby, I don't want to see the baby. She abandoned the baby because she remembered what she had been through, the hell she had been put through. And this man said, I will take the baby, I will look after this baby. She is 9 years old now. The test is not over, I believe, because she will want to find one day, where is my mother? Where is my father? Okay, we don't know who is your father, but where is my mom? Why she abandoned me? What have I done? I have the right to tell my friends, this is my mom. I'm proud of my mom. And so on. Imagine this is the problem. Imagine that woman. How can she live with this emotional torture? That is the problem. And that links us to what happened in 1993 in Bosnia. When the ladies was calling Yusuf Qaradawi, and the question was, are we allowed to go through abortion because we Muslim women have been raped by the dogs of Serbia? This is a question. We call this pain and problem. And you live with it and die with it. But this is life. We must learn how to walk by faith and remember it will pass. And whoever did what to you, read the ayah. وَنَضَعُ الْمَوَازِينَ الْقِسْطَ لِيَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ فَلَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا. The balances of justice are set for the day of judgment. No soul will be wronged a bit, a day. Forget about the law you paid in this dunya. To take the inheritance and leave your brothers with nothing. That was a long time ago. When I went to the graveyard in Darwin, and I saw a brother there visiting the grave of his brother, and he was in tears. I didn't ask him why he was crying, but he told me that I took his money and I refused to pay him, and I lied and I won in the court, and now he's gone. My heart is killing me. Imagine the pain he will go through. For the sake of money, you broke the heart of your brother. Now he's in the grave. And I believe he took his profile with him to the court of Allah waiting for you. But you have to find a way to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make that brother forget you and let it go. Because on the day of judgment, no one forgives except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even your own mother. وَإِن تَدْعُ مُثْقَلَةٌ إِلَىٰ حِمْلِهَا لَا يُحْمَلْ مِنْهُ شَيْءٌ وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَا قُرْبَىٰ. No one will carry one sin of yours, even if that sin is the only one you have to get rid of to go to Jannah. Even if your mother asks you to carry that, you will not carry it. This is the musibah of the day of judgment. Why we live up to these stories? Because Ramadan is very soon. And we can make the most ultimate, powerful, deep, incredible revolution in order to change 100% to someone different. It is a moment when we need to activate our filter software and start installing any necessary software which will make it harder for us to go wrong in Ramadan. But we have to install them now. Prepare for this month because it is coming. And if we are fortunate enough, we will leave few more days for this to enter. And when Ramadan comes, I want to take us again to another question. Just yesterday I had an Islamic school from a little boy. What was the question? The group writing about Laylatul Qadr. So there was an article about Laylatul Qadr. I said to them, just read Surah Al-Qadr and write the meaning. That is the best article about this and how good it is. And he said, what was the friend cover that week? I said, okay, read the hadith. Man qama laylatal qadr imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. Anyone who did qiyam, be alert and do dhikr and ibadah on that night, Allah forgive everything you have done. And he said, Someone else understood the hadith. So he needs a story. And then I have the best story for you. How great Laylatul Qadr is. We lost it. Why? The Prophet ﷺ was coming out to the masjid. He was told, when is Laylatul Qadr? And he came out to the masjid to tell them, but he found them, two people were fighting, arguing, and raising their voice. And the Prophet ﷺ had to deal with that and forgot when was the night. Our fight in the beginning of Ramadan make us lose the glory of the whole month. Fighting for what? For this difference, when we have all the means of unity, we have people whom Allah warned. If they take the Ummah wrong, they are cursed. These people spend years and years on their knees in front of the scholars, in the proper place to learn. Not 1 year alim course or 5 years alim course, lifetime, and they're still learning as a group. They are responsible to keep us united when we have differences, and they are authorized to do so. We don't need to fight. Respectfully, we stop war, we can decide what to do, but quietly, don't bring fitna and fight in the beginning of the month, and then we lose the heavenly glory in total. We don't want to fight. Let us filter our heart and clean it up properly. When Ramadan comes, it has the best home to live, which is our heart. Every day, if we listen carefully, our children are asking. We need to answer, give them deep ones. And another little boy in Darwin when I just came back. Sunday class. And after we gave them our talk on our way out, he followed me to the door and he asked, if Allah knows the future, and he knows that I may go to Jahannam, why he made Jahannam? This is a very honest question, because when they go to public school, anything can happen. At the Islamic school, they live every day with Allah. They don't have a question to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is all answered because of the environment. But in the other place, their faith is challenged every minute, every moment, and they need an answer. And that question triggered me to speak to the boys and the girls in this school before they ask. I want to say to the boys and girls here, if someone asks you, why Allah made Jahannam, what will you say? Jahannam for the bad people to go there. No. Jahannam, Allah made it to protect me and you. Just like the same question. Why was I made the prison? Not to put me there, to protect me, so you know that if you wrong me, you go to the prison. Jahannam is a prison. Allah made it to protect me and you. And Allah shows us the way to Jannah with the GPS, the Quran. But if we deny that GPS and follow the shaitan, it takes us to Jahannam, but not meant for us. It meant to protect us, just like the prison. But some people are forcing to go there and they will end up there. It depends how they live here. These questions make us become responsible. I'm responsible to lead myself to Jannah. Otherwise, why did I exist? And I will close with a lesson I heard from a good speaker who visited Canada 2 weeks ago, I believe, Brother Javid Iqbal. And I learned from him something new. And what is that? The 4 aspects of life. The physicality, the intellectuality, the emotionality, and the spirituality. The physicality is what Ramadan will help us to conquer. People who live only for their body, they will choose the best food, vitamins, the best drink, the luxurious bed, house, cars, to sell this physically that will die and become training and dust. And that is the lowest form of life, animals' way of life. They live and eat and drink and have children, look after their children, and die, and they become forgotten. And that is the lowest form of life. We have to use that to go to the second one, the intellectual one, which Ramadan can help us achieve, how to become a scholar. In the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must read this book, because we have no other book, and any other book it will serve this book. And the biggest scholar in the world is Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and his book and his words is to serve the Quran and explain the Quran. If you don't read it, we don't know anything about life and death and even ourselves. We're in complete darkness. So we have to work very hard. If we're going to die physically, of course, one day, we can live intellectually. And again, the example of someone like Muhammad Ayub, he died, but we still learn Quran from him. It is recorded global-wise. Al-Husari, Abdullah Khayyar, Abdul Basit, Ali Jabir, they're still alive through the legacy that they left behind. Their body is gone because everybody belongs to the earth. منها خلقناكم وفيها نعيدكم ومنها نخرجكم تارة أخرى. So don't live for this physicality, because that's the animal's life. And when you die, we become dust and forgotten. We have to live through our knowledge or our emotionality. When you let the Quran dictate the way you will behave, the way you will act and react. So we have the perfect behavior. And emotionally, we are driven by Allah's order. You become patient, and no anger can make you go wrong. No greed can make you go wrong. No arrogance, no rage can make you. And you become driven by the verses of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, the highest one is the spirituality. Again, we can earn that in the month of Ramadan. When we dissolve our committee of our friends and say to them, you have wasted enough of my time. No more. I want to be for Allah in the month of Ramadan. Please don't contact me unless something to make my iman grow. If you don't learn this, the same people, the vain talkers, the time wasters, they will not let you pray. And I was being hard on some of the boys at the school, because I know them and we know one another, and I say to them, I saw you in Ramadan. We're reading the Taraweeh, and you are outside there kicking the ball very hard to the mihrab. And sometimes we forget the ayah because of that thing, to the house of Allah. I believe the soccer players of the world, the champions, non-Muslims, they will never do what you are doing. Pick any of them. They come here, they say, this is a masjid, or the Muslims. I'm professional. I am disciplined by soccer rules. I will never kick to the house of God. They will never do it. But we Muslim boys, we don't have muscle to stand up and pray with our parents, but have muscle to kick the ball to the mihrab and disturb the dua of the Prophet Zakaria when he made sujood there, asking for a son, and Allah gave him. So we do our best, inshallah. If you don't pray, we leave the believers pray. Control our kids, inside and outside, inshallah. And this is the test of Ramadan, how to be healthy in Ramadan. The month is coming. We pray to Allah to extend our life and to make it there, inshallah. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Hakim. وجعلنا وإياكم من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. And when I asked that man, how can you look after them? You don't have a job. How do you feed them? And he said a word many Indonesians say. It's Arabic, they say, "Alladhi fi." It means whatever we have, we share. Whatever we have, we share. It is poor people having that heart. Think about us. What we do in Ramadan in the name of iftar, food wasting, time wasting, and we already need it. They're out there, we have to find them. Otherwise, Allah will find us. It is very scary. How many orphans this year in Gaza? Only Allah knows. And other Muslim places. We need to live here, but to spend overseas, because if we don't find them, Allah will find us. Whatever we have, we say what this man said, Allah they feed. Whatever in my house, I share with these orphans. I don't have a job, but we do have a job. Just move around, whatever you get, you share it with them. It's what we call a human being who will make it no matter what happens. It is about being healthy in Ramadan. Give and think and fast from everything and activate your software filter to stay clean and pure and healthy. Tomorrow, inshallah, from 2 o'clock until 4:30, there will be doctors from the Muslim community to give us guidelines from the Quran and the Hadith and the experience of the medicine, how to be healthy in Ramadan. Because we know food can keep us alive and food can take our life away. We need to know how to balance it. If you can come, inshallah, do your best to come to get it spiritually and physically and socially, how to be healthy in Ramadan. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أحسن ختامنا وأخرجنا من الدنيا مسلمين. اللهم أحسن ختامنا وأخرجنا من الدنيا مسلمين. اللهم بلغنا رمضان واجعل رمضان لنا وأعنا على الصيام والقيام واجعلنا من الصائمين القانتين الخاشعين الصادقين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انتصر للمستضعفين في كل مكان وخذ الظالمين أخذ عزيز مقتدر فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا حي يا قيوم وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Dear brothers and sisters, Muslim Votes Matters Information Night will be held on 22nd of February, 6 p.m. at Western Neighborhood Hall, Hilder and Creighton Street in Western ACT. Maghrib prayer will be followed by light refreshment and networking. Please join MPM for an exclusive opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals, ask any questions and become part of the influential movement. So why we should do MPM? It is the Muslim community is one of the largest and the fastest growing minority groups in Australia. The voting bloc is an underutilized